How many of you would like to be a stellar consultant? That's what we'll talk about today. What does the client want? What are your top priorities? What are your qualities? What to do before an interview, what not to do before an interview, and gee, by the way, what works. So I polled my clients to say, what would you like to see from a consultant? The most important thing they said was responsiveness, an eclectic mix of learning experience complemented by industry experience, such as financial, healthcare, and advertising. In addition, previous corporate consulting experience. So say you're going to hire on with McDonald's. They'd love to see that you've been with AT&T. Excellent time management skills. What does that mean? You're going to deliver on time, complemented by a portfolio as well as references. So what does the client want? They want responsiveness. They want to know that you have good experience. They want to know that perhaps you've been a designer as well as a developer and perhaps a project manager. What are your top priorities? Getting back to what the client would like to see, they want to know that you can deliver on time and be productive by paying attention to details. Leadership skills. You've heard people talk about subject matter experts during today's presentations. Make sure that you can work closely with them. Articulate, in other words, when you deliver a message like we're doing here today, it has to be a succinct communication. Keen listening skills, so that when you deliver the product to the client, they understand what it is you're trying to portray. So, top priorities, responsiveness, time management, organization, succinct communication, all the things that the client is looking for. So what are your strengths? Most important question I always ask everyone is, what's important to you? What are your priorities? Are you highly motivated? Can you provide constructive and open communication to the subject matter expert as well as the team? Adaptable personality. Are you nimble? Can you change if the project changes? Can you change quickly? Systematic deliverables means that you're very organized. Attention to detail, listening to what the client expectations are, complemented by all of the things we just talked about. So a mutual goal between the consultant and the client. You want to know that you can deliver the goods on time, that you communicate clearly, that you understand what their requirements are. So what should you do before an interview? Most importantly, investigate the corporation that you're going to be talking to so you understand what they're looking for and you understand the history of the corporation. Complemented by an elevator speech. How many of you have heard of elevator speech? Okay, so what is that? You want a checklist. You want to know that in a few minutes, like Hadia is having us do here today, you can tell the corporation what you have to offer to them. Your other checklist would be to make sure that they understand what your background is. Have examples of what your background is. Someone asks you, tell them a story. What shouldn't you do before an interview? Well, the last thing and the worst thing you could do is go into an interview and not even know anything about the corporation. You don't want to look like this going into the interview. Don't ramble during an interview. You've heard the comment, answer the question that's asked. Be organized when you go into your interview. Don't ramble. You don't want to have that experience. So, what works? You heard the expression semper paratus. It's Latin. It means always be ready. Always be prepared. Secondly, be humble. They ask you a question and you're not sure what it is. I need your help. What do you mean by that question? And most importantly, I love this slide, be your authentic self. Nothing worse than trying to misrepresent who you are. You get hired for the job and then you can't deliver. Top 5 qualities, stellar consultant. Be yourself, be prepared, semper paratus. Answer the question that's asked, smile, relax, and you can deliver a very quality presentation of who you are. So what does the client want? What are your top priorities? What are your strengths? What do you do before an interview? What shouldn't you do before an interview? And what works? Thank you.